Hey, hey, Blue Table fans, it is time. It's time for my favorite segment, which is the business ramble. Now, I don't know exactly how I'm going to approach this one, but I think I'm going to use my regular method of talking and talking and talking and talking until I feel like I have exhausted all possible avenues of exploration. Won't that be fun? Won't that be fun for you? To just sit there painting. Maybe you're at work, you got your headphones on. Maybe the sweet and dulcet sound of my voice just lulls you to sleep. So you put my videos on auto loop so that you can relax. And I accept that. I think that's great. All right, so here we go. I have a vision. I am filled with white-hot burning desire for these ideas that I have. And I don't even call them goals. I say it's a vision. I don't say if it happens, I say when it happens. Because I have absolute, what's the word I'm looking for? Absolute faith, absolute belief that these things can happen. So, what I did is last Saturday I came in and I spent the entire day creating an idealized version of Blue Table painting. And what I managed, what I'm about to show you, is part 1 of 3. So I'm going to take parts 2 and 3 and create like little small segments of them, what it is that I think can happen. So part 1's the most important one. It's what we're going to accomplish by the end of next year. And all it takes is planning it at careful planning, insight, making course corrections almost daily is what we're doing. And so and I have a vision. I have a vision that you are standing in front of a miniatures battles table full of gorgeous terrain, and look there, that's your army. You open up, zip, 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 battle foam, charcoal gray custom foam with your painted figures in it. They're like jewels. They're like, you've opened up like this briefcase full of valuables. Incredible. And across from you is your friend. You've got some good food. Valhalla, the idea of Valhalla, a war gamers retreat type Valhalla, is, see, I said Valhalla like 3 times in the same sentence, is what is the apex of the wargaming experience? What is the greatest thing that you can have within this art form? Right? Yeah, that is what I'm after. And I'm like, just new things like just bursting into my consciousness every day. I'm so excited. And before I go on into my thing, I want to encourage you to sit down and write your own ticket. And you know what? Don't even let anyone else know about it at this stage. Just think, if I could have things exactly my way, this is what I would want. What is it that I want out of this life? Just what you want, your desire. And we've done this as like a mini mental exercise in terms of the armies. And by the way, we're not done with that. We're gonna keep going. And but I know that like it's getting a little dark outside, and this light is probably making me look like some sort of inverted, spooky campfire storytelling thing. So sorry about that. Anyway, brief burst of self-consciousness there, I guess. In fact, I'm going to move this forward. Hello. Hello there. Okay, so where was I? Right? How can you ever achieve a dream if you never dream it? And so I've been doing that a lot recently, without limitation, writing what is it that, how would I want it? If I could get anything that I wanted, how I wanted it, what would it look like? And in these fantasies, there is an element of having other people there. I'm rarely by myself. Family's a big one, close friends. But also, I like Blue Table painting because I get to know lots of people. And for me, that's just a joy, a fundamental joy. How neat it is that I'm standing in front of this camera and many thousands of people will see it. And the great emails that we get. You helped me through a dark time. That's a typical motif there. So, blue table painting, stage 1 of 3. Here it goes. Let me show you around. So, all right, so you're taking a look at this. So here's what we have. In fact, I'm just going to pick this up. Just going to float it around. So this, by the way, this is people here, these little blue pod looking things. So this is the artist. Oh, by the way, Pai Mei, Morpheus, come on! Other heroes forthcoming. So just love, Pai Mei's quote is, what if your enemy is 3 inches away in front of you? What do you do then? Curl into a ball, or do you put your fist through him? Which I find a metaphor for a bad day. That's right. The board should be afraid of your hand and not the other way around. Reality should be afraid of you. You call the shots. You say how it is. So nowadays, I'm getting my kids up for school and I ask them, what kind of day are you going to have today? What kind of day do you want to have? I don't say have a good day. I ask them, choose. Choose what kind of day you want to have. Okay, so let's continue. So artists, and there's an objective. Yeah, here I go again. There's an objective to this. I want you to receive the absolute best, the pinnacle of service for your miniatures assembly and painting needs. That is what we're doing here. What is the idealized version of the experience someone could have? Because they're not having it now. The miniatures painting industry, the turnaround is not very good. The quality is inconsistent. I've mitigated a lot of those problems here. I have clients now that are like, hey, it's been 8 weeks. Ha ha ha! Awesome! This is an industry where 3 months is pretty quick. But you got to stay ahead of the curve. You can't get comfortable with that because things can change, and you just have to do it. So I'm about to show you how we're going to ramp it up around here. It's a serious deal now. It is, artists are on regular shifts. They're working in teams. They're on board with what we're doing. There's a great enthusiasm level here, and this is what it looks like. So artists are in pods. A pod looks like this: a leader, 3 artists, and a supplemental artist, usually part-time. So, and then there's an art director who looks out for 4 different pods. This is called a megapod. And we are going to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. By the way, that is only scratching the surface of what is needed to paint even a portion of the miniatures being produced out there. To bring them, if you think about it, into a usable form. If you buy a miniature and it just sits in the blister forever, what good is that? We're the land of lost toys. You should send, if you have miniatures that you know you're not going to assemble and paint, please, oh please, send them to us. Don't let the puppies wander around lost in the streets. Let us help them find them a good home, metaphorically speaking. So that's the artist, and we're going to have a training pod here. We've already started this. To achieve all of this, we're going to have to hire 13 people a month. I've written down a detail of the exact assets that we'll need. That is incomplete, by the way. We will need to get a second facility along about May 2013. This is the trade stock program, which currently is being run by Robbie. And as I have it, it will take a whole team of 32 people to run that. And it will require its own facility. We're also going to ramp in what I call the Forge of Creation. That's 3D sculpting, 3D printing, casting, machine shop, CNC, that whole thing. The creation of physical objects like movement trays. Now there's more to this too, which is, are you ready for this? Boom! I want to unify the tribes. There's a ton of people out there. They're very creative. They create limited product lines, and those things, they kind of ebb and flow and they come and go. And I want to create a structure by which their genius can make it to the market consistently. And so there's that. So this is a whole aspect of blue table painting that's emerging. So you need to, if you have any unused figures, don't let them just never achieve their potential. They need to be painted. They need to be assembled and painted and brought to their full and amazing beauty and joy. Many of you have heard, yeah, I'm going off on this. You know why? Because I get unlimited time to talk about whatever I want. Yes. I've talked about this before. It's called 3 joys. That an object can bring 3 joys. The joy of acquiring it, the joy of having it, and lastly, possibly the most important, is the joy of giving it away. And you've got to be careful with the giving away. Selling something isn't the same as giving it away, even if you sell it cheaply, because you've replaced it, because you've switched something out. So, but that's a topic for a whole nother thing. And by the way, some of you may have noticed, I've become very interested in the whole concept of law of attraction. Now, recently that's been repackaged, like The Secret. That's been repackaged in sort of more of a mainstream thing. But it's actually an extremely old idea, many, many thousands of years old. And it's come through the ages. I'm a bit of a fan of Napoleon Hill. He sort of pioneered all of these ideas, maintaining a mental image present in your mind. To me, it's a ton of practicality, which is, if you see an apple, I mean, it just goes back to man in his natural state, which is, if you see an apple up in the tree there, like, you need to acquire that, and you can't just climb right on up there. Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to, that's why I love that Pai Mei quote. Are you just going to curl into a ball? Oh, I guess I can't do it. It's not possible. Well, guess what? The guy that says, I'll bet you that's possible, even if he has absolutely no clue how he's going to go about it, that guy is infinitely a leg up than the guy that's curled up into a ball. And a lot of you right now listening to this in your lives, you are curled up in fetal position. And I'm bidding you rise. Get up. Start looking for a solution. Get out a piece of paper and say, what would need to happen to solve my problem? Write it down. My car is outside, it has a boot on it. Well, what would solve that problem? A check could, number 1, a check could come in the mail to pay for the boot to come off. Number 2, write anything down. A lightning bolt could strike the boot and make it go off. Number 3, there could be a boot shortage in the city, and they could just come and unboot your car just because. Start writing all that down, right? That's the guy going, how am I going to get up there? Well, I bet you if I took this rock and I threw it at the base of that tree, and a little chunk came off, that if I did that 50,000 times, that tree would go, and I'd be able to get the apple off it. See? I just thought of a solution. Takes a long time. That's the Easter Islanders. Yeah, that's how they carved those heads and moved them a little bit at a time. I love that. And in fact, I had that happen to me. There was a couch, it was a hide-a-bed. I'm by myself. I'm like, I gotta move it from this end of the room to the other end of the room. I couldn't do it. I couldn't lift it up and make it. But I found out that if I gave it my all, I could move it 1/4 of an inch. And guess what I did? I 1/4 inched that mother all the way across the room. Persistence. So get up and get out a pencil and paper and get cracking. So let's move on. Basically, I go to Sarah's. I find her and my wife are talking about something, so I'm like, ugh, it's going to be a long afternoon. So I go to Sarah's bookshelves, and I find a book called You Were Born Rich. And by the way, we are shy in many cultures about talking about being rich. But you know what? That term can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And, you know, your version may just be you're out of debt and you're living humbly, and that's what you want. When you get what it is you are after, what more could you ask for? That's what you wanted. So, anyway, it's called You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. And I was pretty much, I just couldn't stop reading it. I thought it was awesome. Gave me a lot of good ideas, a lot of motivation. I'm still trying to digest it all. And that turned me on to Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill is a contemporary of Andrew Carnegie, turn of the century. And he basically started writing down, okay, what makes men successful? How did these people become successful? And so he wrote all these things down, and he's quite an inspiration as well. But again, this is all, when I'm reading this stuff, I'm like, this is all in the New Testament. This is all because I've read that through and through, forwards and backwards. And yeah, it's all in the Gospels, actually. And so, anyway, not to go down that track, but I'm saying there's a really, and I've read articles saying, Buddhism has these elements in it. Well, and if you look at it, well, how does the universe work? What is the truth of your reality? And that's what I've been after in recent years. You know what? I want to know what's going on around here. I'm interested in that. So anyway, back to Blue Table. Yeah, everything's possible. So I'm looking at, and other people have done. Marie Callender started delivering pies in her station wagon. FedEx delivers your packages. Dell makes your computers. Marie Callender makes your pies. Blue Table Painting is going to assemble and paint your miniatures and make it so that you have the joy of this painted, finished army. Beautiful. I love that. The joy of miniatures battles. That's what I'm excited about. I can't get it out of my mind. I love them. Every day I'm looking at new stuff. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. I wish I could have that. Oh, that's right. When this is rolling, I would love, I just added a new thing to my list of dreams that I'm going to maintain present in my mind and pretend as if it's already happened. That's an extremely powerful thing, by the way. It's really amazing. Tomorrow, we're going to have a staff meeting for leaders. Hello, someone's shut it. Am I talking too loud? Who is that? Shutting the door.
We're making an hour.
Am I talking so loud you can hear me?
No, I was just going to be talking over you, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's nice. You're so courteous. Isn't that nice that he put it that way? I was afraid we'd be bothering you, Shawn. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. I want to purchase one of every new miniature that comes out and have it assembled and painted. What would that... See? Oh, you can't do that. I bet you can. I wonder how much it is. I wonder what those are. Who here in the audience would like to be tasked with doing something for Blue Table Painting? Here it is. Your new job is to make a list of every single new release that comes out for miniatures, and what the company is, and what the price is, and maybe some other information. How much is it? How much would it cost a month to buy one of every single release? Wonder what it would be. I predict it's 150 to 250 new releases a month. I bet that's what it is. I could be wrong. Not historicals, though. We're not going there just yet. Although you may have noticed there's a historicals pod coming. Yeah, that's how much work we'll have just for that. Can you imagine that? That's what you do. Somewhere up here, there's a dream job. Somewhere, and I haven't even shown you the other half yet. So, yeah, you thought I was excited and upbeat before. I feel better than I've ever felt in my entire life right now. I am just stoked, doesn't even begin to describe it. Like as I'm walking along, I feel like fire should be coming out of my fingertips and my eyes, anime style, and out of my feet. Like I'm some kind of archangel. It's fantastic. I just feel absolutely great. Okay, so all right, let's move on then. So Forge of Creation. So by the way, BTP2, the second part of the 3 is material things, like actually creating miniatures, or the unification of the tribes. That's BTP Part 2. So that's what we'll be shooting for in 2014. Because when we are on track for this, for 2013, 13 new productive hires a month, then we'll be ready. We'll go into 2014 real strong. Gen Con, watch out Gen Con. I'm excited. We gotta get our booth going. We have tons of ideas for conventions. Convention team. Objective, go to 24 conventions a year. Excuse me. And in proper force. That would be fantastic. All right, let's continue. So anyway, what we got over here, ooh, we're floating through the air. Oh, you're floating out of your body. So you have sales. These are guys that will take, this will be a proper sales team, administrative, everything running smoothly. That's custodial, shipping, legal, accounting, etc. Then media and promotions, there's definitely some dream jobs down here. Graphic arts, web design, recording, publishing. There's going to be somebody whose job is making bat reps. Right? How would you like that job? Come on! Media, we want to do actually a full-time crew making videos and professionally. Wouldn't that be something? Won't that be something? Okay, so promotions includes a convention team that goes around to conventions. And by the way, let's take it all in. Let's take it all in. This is it right here, what you're seeing. This is Blue Table Painting, part 1 of 3. And a lot more is going to go on there, a lot more exciting things. And then over on this wall, yes, this giant blank wall is going to be Hollingsgate. And that's going to be Valhalla and all the other amazing things that we are going to do with that company. I'm so absolutely stoked. So, I said all I wanted to say. Well, now I've planned, I actually did this video before, but much shorter. And I didn't put it up, because it seemed like almost an afterthought. I wanted to do it more expansively, which is what you're seeing right now. Hold on a second. Well, as I've said, the galaxy is full of atoms, which means, in a way, I'm a bit of a cornucopian. Look that up on Wikipedia. Cornucopians believe the Earth is full and there's plenty to go around. Isn't that interesting? From birth, I've been taught that that wasn't true. And a while back, probably about a year ago, I saw a Discovery Channel thing where it talked about the Earth, and then you go out in the solar system, and you go out from that, because there's nearby systems, and you go out to the galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy has many, many millions of stars, however many planets. And extremely likely that somewhere in the Milky Way galaxy there's other habitable planets. So there's no shortage of resources. It's out there. I even did some rough calculations, and in intergalactic space, the space between galaxies, the hardest of hard vacuums, there's still 1 atom per cubic meter. And if you take just a tiny fraction of that and you scooped up all those atoms and you balled them in a ball, you'd have a planet. You can make a whole planet out of just the little atoms floating around out there. Amazing, right? So, or my calculations are wrong. I'm no astronomer. And so, and then you go out more. You find galaxies, and just what we've seen of the universe with our tiny little finite eyes and our little clunky old telescopes. Just mapping that is impossible because there's billions of galaxies. There's more. Basically, Darth Vader wasn't very ambitious. He only wanted to rule the galaxy. Now, Galactus, that guy's got ambitions. So anyway, so there's strands of galaxies, clusters and superclusters. And if you pull back out of that, it looks like a sponge. So it's just this dense, I don't even know what to say. If mankind wanted to, they could reach the stars, basically. So, anyway, I'm getting some practice in on amazingness. Oh, in fact, I think I got my lighting kind of messed up again. I've got so this is my first shot at amazingness. Right? And it's going to be painful. I don't think it's not a bunch of wishy thinking. It's, what's occurred to me is that if you really have a desire and you set it up and you believe it unfailingly, that the work is a byproduct of that. That you don't need when you have your purpose, you don't need an alarm clock anymore. I was up at 3:30 yesterday morning, just typing, getting this thing ready for the bank. Oh yeah, I can't even stop. I wake up every morning, I write down my ideas, da-da-da, 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 and I can't stop. So I would encourage you to find the thing that you are really excited about. What do you want? I don't let people just come here and work without telling me what it is that they want. And it takes some thinking. And there's voices in your mind that will limit those things. Well, you'll never get that. Or you'll be embarrassed. Oh, you're just a greedy jag. You could never let anyone know that you wanted that kind of money. No, write down exactly how much is it. Go on the internet. Look up, think, what furniture would you like for your house? Start printing it out. Put it up on the wall. You're not hurting anybody. You're saying, I want this. And unless you defraud someone, like you cheat them through dishonesty, or you use force, you actually take something and push someone else on the ground physically, unless you use fraud or force, it was all by goodwill. And also think, what is it that you want to do? Here's the mental exercises that I do, that I'm doing with staff. And again, these are all just, I've taken old ideas and I'm putting them in my own way. And in a way, the ideas themselves are so fundamental that I was thinking them a year ago. The galaxy is full of atoms. Like, wow, there's a lot of stuff out there. Wow, we went up to Spanish Fork Canyon and just found all this untamed land. There's just like loads of mineral ore. There's loads of water. It's just like land as far, and the sun like bursting out on it in this amazing sunset. I'm just like, wow, plenty of land out here. What's lacking is humans. Humans to imagine and create and mix in a little bit of toil, and out comes this amazing thing. And that's blue table painting right there. I started in my garage. My vision started to go, and now it's like ever expanding. Amazing. Absolutely. Because I was in my garage, I thought I was king of the world in my garage. And I was. Because that's all I wanted. I'm painting miniatures, and I'm taking my wife out to eat, and I'm home all day with my kids. I thought that's all I was going to do in life. And then I started going, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. And then 2 years ago, I'm like, you know what? I bet I could do a lot for people. And that's what this is all about. Oh, there's a pie in it for Daddy. Oh, for sure. But the byproduct of this, and a great part of my motivation, is what kind of, and in fact, let me tell this as a story. And I may have told this already. I really don't know. But I had someone apply for a job, and they actually thought it out really quite well. This is what I'm good at. This is my thing. And they explained what they could bring to the company. And this person said, I want to get these 3 things out of my relationship with blue table painting. And they were 3 big things. And at first, I was like, who is this person? Who do they think they are that they're going to get that? And then 10 minutes later, I got over myself, and I thought, okay, let's look at this again. What kind of company would I need to make in order to provide these types of benefits and advantages in life? Because I want to. Why would I withhold from anyone? I want to see that. If I went on for 10 years and nobody ever really got into a house or paid off their car, or went on or weren't able to really fulfill their dreams, what good would that be? And under the scenario where I only had a few workers, there's really only one opportunity of blue table painting, and that was for me. And great, because I brought people from unemployed to low income, and they were happy, and that would have been a fantastic thing. But now, I cooked up this idea. Oh yeah. Now we're cooking. Fantastic. In fact, now I think you're a little too close. Not that I don't like you, because I do like you. Well, I don't know you. I don't know everybody. But anyway. So, yeah, I really got off the beaten track there, didn't I? Or maybe no. I need to quit being apologetic. Oh, and by the way, oh yeah. So what are you going to do? So I do a mental exercise. I say, okay, it's the afterlife. Play along, whatever that is for you. Or play along, there is one. So what would you do for a job? Let's say, okay, let's bring it to this life then. Okay, let's say you're going to use an extremely wealthy relative appears, and he or she says, okay, I'm going to write you a check for $20,000 every month, be direct deposited into your account. However, you must have a job for which you will be paid nothing. You have to volunteer for whatever it is. And I'm going to use my extensive resources, I'm going to use my extensive resources to make sure that you get whatever job that you want. Aha! Now what are you doing? Right? I challenge you right now, write down what that is. What would you be doing? Golf course tester and designer? Can't give you any other ideas because then I'm leading. But what would it be? What would you, if you could write your own ticket, what would it be? What about a house? Oh, here's another idea I had. Had it up at Valhalla. Valhalla's the ideal location. You get away from it. You'll be around all this mental energy. Never mind the war games, which are mentally stimulating as well. And, oh, now I forgot what it was. So much for mentally stimulating. Which was, okay, write your own ticket. Nope, totally forgot. Okay, so anyway, now, you know what else I have on my wall now? I have idealized Shawn Gately. What do I want to look like? What am I going to give? What kind of person am I going to be? And I've written it down. Found out today, Sarah's got the same thing. My wife's working on hers too. I'm like, honey, you can't put out all this worry and expect things to go well. Not to criticize my lovely wife. She really is the most amazing person you're likely to meet on this planet. So, idealize Shawn Gately. Here's one of my things. Ready for this? It's going to blow your mind. Master of etiquette. I'm on YouTube right now looking up etiquette. How to set placings. How do you shake hands? What does that look like? Conversation. Because as you know, I'm a bit belligerent. I talk over people. That's something I need to work on. I am going to become pleasing in tone of voice and unpretentious in my etiquette. Yeah. And lots of other good stuff too. I'm pretty excited. I get up I freaking float out of bed every morning now. Boom! Oh, there's bad times. There's dark times where, you know, feelings of self-doubt and failure and misery come down. You'll never achieve it. You should just give up. And I bat them away. I'm like, get away from me, you crows! I won't listen to you! I start strumming Sons of Odin by Manowar. Wouldn't that be awesome if I just lip sync to the whole song, or just sang that whole song right off the thing? Swords in the wind. My kids are like, Dad, would you quit singing that song? Because apparently I'm singing it under my breath as I go throughout the day, right? And I greet my children like royalty in the morning. I'm like, behold, my beloved daughter. You are amazing. I love you. That's what I say. I accept you the way you are, and you don't need to do anything else to get my approval because you already have it. That's right. I don't know talk to my son, my firstborn son. I don't know what you're going to do in life, but I bet it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to be proud of you. You and your amazingness. I love them. Love my kids. Positive vibes all the time. Oh, sure, they get on my nerves. Sometimes I have to give them a fatherly straightening out in a positive sort of way. So yeah, I'm real excited. All right, guys, is that it? So blue table painting. The clarion call has gone forth, folks. Oh yeah. Oh, it's a thing now. Never mind Hollingsgate. Oh, the vision. Oh my gosh. So on the Hollingsgate side, we are working on a Park City property. Did I tell you guys about this? Well, I'll just tell you again. So, of course, we have beaten all sorts of just horrible tracks all over the Tri-County area. Just looking at places, a lot of them duds, most of them duds. Not suitable for what we want to do. Because you have to walk into Valhalla and be like, this is amazing! Right? Oh, here's another idea that I came up with. Gods of War tournament. Oh yeah, I'm claiming that. I just date stamped that. Which is, I'm going to find the top players in the world, 4, 8, maybe 16 of them later on down the line. They'll fly out. We'll cover all the expenses. This is just the idea. I'm not promising things. So we'll cover their expenses. They'll have an awesome vacation, an awesome 5-day vacation at Valhalla. And there will also be 4, 8, or 16 tickets. So you come out, it's like a fantasy camp. And you play with these people, you get ideas, you have this great experience. Top players in the world. And we'll do different ones for different game systems. And bring out those people. And maybe, how would this be? Get the creators of the game to come out too. Get reps to come out and show new releases. And, okay, so this is where I'm really dreaming it up. And if you come to one of these, and you're one of Odin will choose those that pass the gates of Valhalla. So you get an invitation out, so you're a champion at whatever the game is. You're a champ. By the way, get in touch with me if you're interested in this. And you're a top player in whatever the game is. Or you know somebody. Here's how to find these people. Here there's a website, Rankings HQ, that has this. But I'd like people to come recommend it. Like, are they easy to get along with? Usually top players, I think, if there's a sportsmanship category, you have to be pretty polite at least to get there. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, you email me your army list that you want to play. We keep it confidential, and we make your army. You don't get it when it's over, at least not at this stage. But you get to play with it, right? So we have your dream army list ready to go when you arrive there. Wouldn't that be awesome? Oh, we've got other dreams too. Other stuff is like out there. And so Gods of War tournament, we're doing at least one in 2013, possibly more. So anyway, we found this place up in Park City. It's at the top of a mountain. It's nothing short of inspiring just to be up. You see the valley drop below. This is where they had the 2010 Winter Olympics. And the winter and the fall and the spring and the summer are all going to be gorgeous up here at this place. The fall in Park City, crazy beautiful. Fiery reds, yellows, and oranges everywhere as far as the eye can see. Aspens. Aspens and oaks, maple. It's fantastic. So we found this place. It's double the size of where we're doing it now, almost double. And so the big thing is we have to raise money for it. Oh yeah, that's coming too. But I'm like, all these people are doing these Kickstarters for something that's great, but Valhalla, come on, that's awesome. So there's that. Of course, Kickstarter, you can't do something like what we're going to do. But anyway, more details are forthcoming on that. And so we found the place that we want. And we're working on it. We are working on it, and we have. Contact me if you have resources. You really believe in what we're doing. Well, you know what? Yeah, that really can't hurt. But like I said, more details are to be forthcoming about that. So yeah, building Valhalla, building Valhalla, Blue Table Painting. I have a leadership crew here that is just through the roof. They are, well, you've met them. They're awesome. They are so on board with what we're doing. It is really amazing. And you know what? Anybody can start this. My square one, what I consider to be other than birth, I guess, I'm choosing my square one in my story. Are you ready? I'm 9 years old. I'm in the outback of Alaska. My bedroom is the bed of a truck with a cover on it. I have a sleeping mat, a bedroll, a kerosene lantern, and a stack of books. How do I get there, from there to here, and from here to what you see behind me, and from what you see behind me to something 10 to 20 times as amazing? How does that happen? It can't happen by raw toil. It happens through human inspiration. And I'm not special. These truths are self-evident that all men are created equal. You have inside of your head an organ of divine creation where you can get anything how you like it. You can create or do anything. Isn't that amazing? Anyway, well, this has gone on too long. No, Shawn, there's no such thing as too long because you can talk as long as you want. That's right. But I have run out of steam, so I hope you got some inspiration and that you will also get out a piece of pencil and paper and write your own ticket. What is it that you want? Oh, that's right. The ramble keeps going. Here's the mental exercise I've used with my own staff. A cosmic energy being appears before you, whatever that looks like. And he has infinite power. He or she or it has infinite power and intelligence. And he or she says to you, here's what I'm going to do. Whatever you describe to me, I'm going to make that happen within 12 months. But after that 12-month point, and I've done everything as you have described it, there will be no further success, achievement, or growth for the rest of your life. That's going to be it. But there's no limitations. The only limitations are what it is you accept from other people or what you put on yourself. Whatever it is you describe to me, it will happen. Word of warning, although I have infinite intelligence to get you what it is that you desire, I cannot interpret it for your own good. I can only give you the most literal interpretation of what you describe. It's kind of like forming a wish in D&D. You have to really get in there and make sure you wish for the right thing. And I would challenge you to do that mental exercise. It's very invigorating. And what you'll do is you come back to it, you'll find you want to add things and expand it. But what is it? You don't get any do-overs in this life. This is your one shot. This is it. I mean, you don't want to die, be hovering above your body or whatever, and just be like, crap. I should have done all this stuff. Why didn't you do that? Right? You can't just get in your car and just start driving and just flip a coin at every turn and kind of do, well, I did this, did that. Where will you end up? Start with a thing. Start with the B in Google Maps. Describe, this is what I want to end up with. And I wonder how fast that would be. By the way, this thing behind me, that was originally my 4-year plan. And I brought it in, I was talking to everybody about it, and they were like, Shawn, why can't we do this in a year? What would stop us from doing it in a year? Right? And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are right. Let's go. Then we got inspired. That was like, all right, now it's on. We're doing this. 16 months. And everything started kind of falling into place. Crazy. So, all right, well, that's really it. You can go to bed now.